Hey there friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I'm coming back to you with another WWE pay-per-view predictions video. Now, like most WWE fans, I am in two minds whether to do this video and two minds to whether to even watch the pay-per-view, and it is WWE's Super Showdown, which is again going to be hosted in Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of matches which could have happened for this that haven't, because wrestlers either haven't been allowed to perform or they have stepped away and said that they don't want to perform in Saudi Arabia. We also don't have any female matches in this, and because of all of the things which are happening in the world, it's quite a contentious thing, and most WWE fans are kind of very, not confused, but kind of split half and half about how they feel about it. But the likelihood is I will watch this anyway, even though I am very disgruntled about it. I think most of the matches on this card have literally just been done because Saudi Arabia have paid WWE so much money. But some of them are exciting as well. Like, it's kind of, it's mixed. It feels very mixed and very annoying, and I think we're all a bit annoyed with this whole Saudi Arabia thing. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say about that. So I'm just going to get straight into it. The first match on the card, which is the main one, which is one of the main two they've been booking, is Triple H versus Randy Orton in a singles match to continue on their evolution of this relationship that's been going on for the last 15 years. I think Triple H is going to win this just because, you know, he's a McMahon. Why would they have him lose, especially in such a big way at such a big event for them? Yeah, billing this as, you know, as big as WrestleMania, and for once he's the only McMahon on the card, so I think he's very likely to win this one. The next match on the card is the 50-man Royal Rumble, and honestly I have no idea who's even on the card for this. No clue whatsoever, so I'm just going to skirt right past, because I feel like they put this 50-man Royal Rumble match in because it was in last time, and the whole main thing of the pay-per-view was this Royal Rumble match, but this time it just seems to have kind of been skirted over a little bit for the other matches, and I honestly have no idea who's even in it. Next match on the card is one nostalgia kick that has obviously been requested by the Saudi Arabian family or government or whoever it is, because it is Goldberg versus the Undertaker, both of whom were like never meant to be coming back, both in retirement, literally only to be seen at like the Hall of Fame ceremony and whatnot. Honestly, I don't care. I think that the Undertaker is going to win just because he's the Undertaker, and why would they have the Undertaker lose? Like, that just seems really silly. But yeah, this is, again, it's one of these frustrating things, a bit like the Triple H Orton match, that is just like, this is a nostalgia kick. This is just to put some big names on the card because they can't get John Cena. But I think the Undertaker would be my pick to win, just because why would they have the Undertaker lose, kind of, yeah, on such a big stage. He's he's only lost twice at WrestleMania in the last however many years. Doesn't really lose at pay-per-views, so why would he start now? The next match on the card is, again, a really random one. A large portion of the match on this card, it's just like they've just put two of their big names up against each other, and it's Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. I think Braun Strowman's going to win just because they really like Braun Strowman over there. He won the first ever, like, biggest Royal Rumble, the first ever 50-man Royal Rumble. I think they really like him over there, so I think the likelihood is he's going to win that one. The next match is one of the ones I'm actually really looking forward to, and it is Finn Balor versus Andrade, and it's Finn Balor as the Demon. I think Finn Balor's going to retain. I don't think they're going to have Finn Balor lose yet. I think he's a champion that they've not done a lot with, but they know he's such a fan favourite that they can get a lot out of it, and I also think the feud with Andrade is going to continue on as well. I think they're both two WWE talents who have not had the push that they deserve at all, and feel like they may be getting it, but I definitely think this feud is going to continue on for a bit longer, and I also don't think they're going to have the Demon lose yet. I think the Demon King thing, role, persona, they're going to keep up for a bit longer yet. Okay, so I take back what I said earlier about a McMahon not being on the card, because the next match is Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. Shane and his cronies have kind of been destroying Roman as of late, which is why I think that Roman is going to win. Normally, if on the pre-shows, not the pre-shows, in like the Raw or the SmackDowns previously, if the person has been kind of losing a little bit, they normally win. And I also, again, don't think that they're going to have Roman Reigns lose a pay-per-view just yet. I think when he loses, it's going to be like a really big thing, which actually it could be this, it could be against Shane McMahon, but something in me is telling me that him losing isn't going to be just yet, or his first loss. Like his first major pay-per-view loss is going to be a little bit further down the line just yet. The next match on the card is Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. This was originally meant to be Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston. However, because Sami Zayn hasn't been allowed to compete in Saudi Arabia due to the fact that he's got a Syrian heritage, and so Kevin Owens is his best friend in real life, so has taken a stand and said he's not performing, and so is Daniel Bryan, as they are also really good friends. So they've somehow brought Dolph Ziggler back from the abyss, from absolutely nowhere, for this match randomly. I think Kofi Kingston's going to retain. I don't think they're going to have him lose yet. I think there's too much build up in the feud with Kevin Owens, and I think that feud is going to continue on, maybe even into like a triple threat with the three of them. I also think that they're really riding on the high tails of him being one of the first, or maybe the first African American or black WWE champions. There were a lot of champions from like ECW and the early days, but in like the modern context, he's I think the first. So I think they're definitely still riding high on that, and I don't think they're going to lose that yet. I think he's obviously going to lose it at some point, but I don't think this is going to be the point. I think Dolph Ziggler has come back far too randomly. Obviously he has come back because they needed to fill a gap, and they could have filled the Kevin Owens gap with someone who was already in the roster, but there are quite a few people who have like said they're not participating, so I think that's kind of, they've had to bring somebody back who could play the heel, and Dolph was who it was, but I think Kofi's going to retain. The next match is for the Universal Championship, and it's Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. I think Seth's going to retain. I love Seth Rollins. I've also just found out he's flipping dating Becky Lynch, so I'm like even more excited, because like they're pretty much two of my absolute favourite superstars. Like, how did nobody tell me that this was happening? Like, why did none of you tell me? I don't know. But yeah, I think Seth's going to retain. I think there's too much going on for Seth to lose to Baron Corbin. He just seems like such a strange person for him to lose it against. So I think Seth's going to retain. And then the final match on the card is a bit of a strange one, and it is Lars Sullivan in a handicap match against Lucia House Party, which is Kalisto, Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. This is them trying to push Lars Sullivan as, I guess, the next like Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman kind of character, a bit like I guess I did with Rusev when Rusev first started, that he didn't lose for like over a year, but I think Lars Sullivan's obviously going to win this. Like, it'd be really dumb for them to have built him up the way they had, just for him to then suddenly randomly lose against a really kind of small tag team. So yeah, Lars Sullivan. So those are my predictions for WWE Super Showdown. Now, I'm filming this on the Sunday, and this video is going to go live on the Wednesday, but Super Showdown is on the Friday night, so there is two more. There's a Raw and SmackDown in between me filming this and the pay-per-view happening. So all these matches could change. There could be all sorts of other random things thrown in for good measure. But as of the day of filming this, the card and the matchups are correct. So if anything changes, I do apologise. But this is kind of where we're at right now. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts. Again, I'm kind of in two minds about doing this video and about watching the pay-per-view in general. I kind of hope that that it doesn't really impact the storylines going forward. A bit like how when they did their last thing in Saudi Arabia, which was the Greatest Royal Rumble. It was the one with the like World Cup thing that Shane McMahon randomly won, that it didn't actually impact that many like championships or storylines moving forward. I'm kind of hoping it'll be the same again, but we'll see. So again, please let me know in the comments your thoughts, who you think is going to win, who you think is going to lose. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and who your predictions are. Remember to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this. I post videos at least once, if not twice a week, and every month or every 3 weeks I post a WWE pay-per-view predictions video. So if you did enjoy this, remember to like and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Bye.